Hello and welcome to the All Monitor Brief. It's April 26th. I'm Kristen Tallman. Today's main segment takes listeners inside a university encampment at George Washington University in Washington, D.C., where we'll talk to two students, one organizing the pro-Palestinian encampment and another part of a loosely organized countergroup holding an Israeli and at times American flag. Before we dive in, I want to paint the scene for you. University encampments are where students set up tents on a part of campus have popped up all over the U.S. in the past few days. Demonstrations related to the war have occurred at universities since the beginning of the war on October 7th, but the scope intensified this month after students at Columbia University in New York City erected tents on the campus lawn, calling the display a Gaza Solidarity encampment, which led to school officials calling in police to clear out the protesters on April 18th, which resulted in more than 100 demonstrators being arrested. The encampment then only grew. Columbia has become much of the focal point of the university encampment movement, but it isn't the only one. This week, protests have grown at NYU, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, otherwise known as MIT, Tufts University, Emerson College. On Wednesday, students took over the Harvard lawn. The same day, students set up an encampment at Brown University. At Yale, protests began last week, and 60 students were arrested on Monday. Police arrested protesters at the University of Southern California on Wednesday. On Thursday, USC announced it was canceling its main graduation ceremony this year, citing new safety measures. On Wednesday, Texas police acted on orders from the university and the governor, Greg Abbott, making 34 arrests at UT Austin. Many such arrests and videos of police arresting protesters have gone viral on social media, eliciting emotive responses in a nation only 4 years removed from countrywide Black Lives Matter protests, which were spurred by the police murdering George Floyd. These protests encampments have grown, and the latest is at George Washington University in Washington, D.C. Tucked in a neighborhood known as Foggy Bottom, George Washington is nestled in the heart of D.C., the United States capital. I walked over to the campus at around 3:30 p.m. to interview some students and understand what the hopes for the school's encampment was. To paint the scene, when I arrived, there were around 100 to 150 pro-Palestine protesters present. There were many chants and calls for divestment and a free Palestine. Students at the GW encampment were from multiple universities in the D.C. area, including students from Georgetown, American, and Howard. Here's a short clip of me talking to Leela Talasian, a student member of the DMV Students for Justice in Palestine. Since the time of recording, Leela has requested that her specific university not be shared, but Al Monitor can confirm she is a student at one of the local universities in Washington, D.C. So, introduce yourself. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Leela. I can do Leela Talasian. I mean, there's enough doxable stuff about me.
So your full name is
Leela Talasian. I'm a student.
Are you undergrad or graduate?
I'm undergraduate.
Okay. Oh, so you're not a GW student?
No. But this is meant to be a cross-campus student coalition for calling on all of our universities to divest.
Okay, so the ultimate goal is divestment.
Yes, and also to drop the charges against pro-Palestinian protesters and student organizers.
Okay, and when did this start? When did you? Is it an encampment? Is it a protest?
Yeah, it's an encampment, and people came this morning to set up, and it's been going strong since, and more people have been coming from from Georgetown, from American.
Right,
Yeah.
Okay. And what's the plan for how long it will go on?
We're not sure what's going to happen right now. We did not know how the police would react, so we're going to wait and see and proceed from there. But we have very experienced organizers who are helping to run this and make sure everyone is as safe as possible.
Yeah. There's been lots of attention on the encampment at Columbia and then the police being called in. Was that a fear? I mean, it seems like this is after the fact.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I think everyone I've talked to here has expressed a level of fear and concern for police response, particularly a violent police response, but we feel as if we have no other choice. It has been months of watching ongoing genocide, and our tuition dollars are going to investments in companies like Amazon and like Alphabet that are helping to facilitate this genocide. And we're not going to take it anymore.
Yeah, I can't help but notice you're wearing a Star of David. Are you Jewish?
I am, yes.
Okay, interesting. And so this is there many people of diverse backgrounds here?
Oh, absolutely. I'm here with a lot of my friends who are also Jewish. I'm here with friends who are Muslim, who are Christian, who are atheist. This has nothing to do at all with religion. This has to do with basic humanity and people, innocent people who are being bombed, who are being kicked out of their homes, who have lived under occupation for over 75 years.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Another student I spoke to said the encampment had begun around 3 a.m. Thursday morning, saying it was cold when they started. Calls for divestment often refer to a university's endowment. According to the GW Hatchet, a student newspaper on campus, the university's endowment increased to $2.6 billion by the end of 2023, the highest value in the school's history. In 2024, Georgetown's endowment eclipsed $3 billion. About 20 feet away, there was a group of students totaling around 10 students at 3:30 p.m. holding an Israeli flag and at times an American flag. The group could best be described as a counter-protest to the pro-Palestinian one. When I went back to the protest at around 9 p.m., the counter-protesters were not there anymore. Here's a clip of me talking to one of the students holding the Israeli flag. So, hi, what's your name?
I'm Jacob.
Are you
Jacob Wise.
Okay, Jacob Wise, nice to meet you. So we're standing here at GW's campus. Are you a student here at GW?
I am.
And you are standing next to an Israeli flag, one being waved and then one being held by a group of people in the back. So you're associated with this group, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How long have you been out here for? Is it part of an organization that you're with, or are you just students that have gathered?
I've been out here for about an hour now. We are just students showing that we are not going to cower. As Jews, we're just going to stand together no matter what, and not let any of the intimidation get to us.
Are you an undergrad, graduate?
I'm an undergrad.
What year are you?
Junior.
Okay. And how long do you anticipate being out here?
I don't know. We'll see what happens with what's going on now. I am certainly not going to let this disrupt my day and my regular life. But right now, I'm just here, standing strong.
And the idea is that there'll always be someone here holding an Israeli flag, or it's not so organized.
It's as far as I know, it's not so organized.
As of Friday, 7 a.m., April 26th, the encampment at George Washington University is still ongoing. On Thursday, university officials said it had requested the assistance of D.C. Metropolitan Police to relocate the protest encampment on the university yard, calling it an unauthorized use of university space. Spiraling pro-Palestinian protests have rocked universities this week, triggering suggestions from a senior Republican leader, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson, that the National Guard could be brought in. When Johnson spoke at Columbia this week, he was booed by the crowd. Here's a clip from his speech.
A growing number of students have chanted in support of terrorists. They have chased down Jewish students. They have mocked them and reviled them. They have shouted racial epithets. They have screamed at those who bear the Star of David. Enjoy your free speech. They've told Jewish students who wear the Star of David to leave the country. And shamefully, some professors and faculty have joined the mobs.
And after a meeting with Columbia University President Rafik, House Speaker Mike Johnson called on her to resign Wednesday if she can't tamp down Gaza war protests at the school. To date, as of April 26, many of these encampments are still ongoing, and many of these pro-Palestinian demonstrators, protesters, and students at the encampments have not given dates for when they'll bring their encampment to an end, instead calling on their demands to be met. That's it for today, April 26. You can read all these stories and more at allmonitor.com.